Hello everybody, this is Blade from the TheHiddenBlade channel, and today I'm going to be talking about the Game Boy Advance SP. Kind of a little bit of a review slash overlook, as I have recently come in contact with one of these, and I've been playing it over the previous couple of days. So if you're not aware, the Game Boy Advance is the follow-up to the Game Boy console. It's the next generation of handhelds, which allowed to play 16-bit graphics games as opposed to the original Game Boy, which, to put it in retrospective, is more like an NES. A Game Boy Advance is basically the equivalent of an SNES. So, it was a pretty neat console at the time, also coming along with the GameCube. And these two had lots of features together. Multiple games featured areas where if you link up your Game Boy and your Game Boy or your GameCube through a link cable, you'd get hints in The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I know there was the Game Boy Player, which allowed you to use as a controller. You were just able to use your Game Boy Advance for some stuff on the GameCube. Then the Game Boy Advance release, there was the first model, which was the original Game Boy Advance, which had more of a landscape design, which you could hold in your hands, I guess, more comfortably. And then the Game Boy Advance SP is the next evolution of that, except this one's more similar to a DS. It folds, it closes. This one had a rechargeable battery, and if you got the 101 model, the last version of the Game Boy Advance SP, it had a backlit screen, which was a big thing because it was kind of hard to see your games unless you had a backlit screen. I think the game library for the Game Boy Advance is pretty neat. I know they have multiple Pokemon games like Pokemon Emerald, Pokemon Ruby, and Pokemon Sapphire, all of which I plan on collecting and playing, and they all look very fun. I am kind of disappointed we didn't get a Pokemon Emerald remake when they remade the other two on the 3DS. It would have been cool to get a Pokemon Emerald remake. I really think that the concept of these Pokemon games and why they're the best is mostly because the Pokemon in them are very interesting. The designs are all, they're not all the same exact thing. There's tons of them to collect. The story's there. I can't really say much positive about the story because it's a Pokemon game, so there's not really too much to expect there. The legendaries are really cool. Rayquaza and Groudon are probably my favorite. Kyogre is kind of weird looking. They also had two Metroid games, Metroid Zero Mission and Metroid Fusion, both of which I also plan on collecting. I played Metroid Fusion a little bit at a friend's house, and I had a pretty good time with it. The only issue I would say I'd have with it is because I'm playing on a Game Boy Advance SP, the buttons on the back of the Game Boy Advance SP are very small. The bumpers are about the size of half of your fingernail. So yeah, they're decently small, and when it's a central part of both of those games, it's going to be kind of tricky to play them. So I guess if you were to get one or the other, it really depends on what type of game you're planning on playing. Because if you're a big fan of, you're going to only be playing, Metroid and games that require the back bumpers, then you're going to want to pick up more of the landscape original Game Boy Advance. If you're going to be playing any games just in general, like the NES Classic series, where you only really need the D-pad A and B buttons, because that's what they had on the NES, then yeah, this thing would be fun to pick up. But it really depends on what design or what games you're really playing. I appreciate how the Game Boy Advance SP closes. I think that's quite a nice feature considering Nintendo's prime audience seems to be kids, as their games are more focused to that general audience with Mario and Link and no serious gritty plots. So I think the feature of the Game Boy Advance closing is nice. My only issue is when they made it, I don't know specifically what type of plastic they used for the top cover, but every Game Boy Advance that I seem to find on eBay or at pawn shops or just anywhere in general, it's just always super scratched up. And I don't know if that's the plastic necessarily, or just I live in an area with really weird owners. But I feel like I see a lot of the cases just destroyed. And mine that I bought is not in the best condition, and I do plan on replacing it with a nicer case. But I really wish when they originally made it, the 101 model had a more updated case, so that way it wasn't so destroyed looking all the time. And that's where I'm going to wrap it up for today, everybody. This has been Blade from the TheHiddenBlade channel. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye.